Here's what we're going to do. Scott's going to join us. Here's the introduction. Here's York 9. The York 9 that was introduced a couple of weeks ago up in York Region. You'll find out the reason for the name, which makes complete sense. On the other side, we talked to the previously seen back of Scott Mitchell.
There's a couple of reasons, and the main one is that there's 9 municipalities that we represent under one banner, hence the 9. The other one is the number 9 player. Number 9 player is a forward, looking player. He's somebody who's creative and scores goals. So that as well meant something to us.
We looked at what's in York Region, which is the 9 municipalities that makes up the region. Instead of calling it a United or whatever it may be, or county, we thought York 9 would be the name that would really unite all these municipalities together. It's exciting. Everything about it's exciting. And, our ownership group, everybody, we all love this game. We have a massive passion for it. And for us to bring a professional soccer team here into York Region, it's a wild one, but it's a dream, and we're having a lot of fun with it so far.
There it is right there. There's the York 9, is the York County, and then all those regions that they'll pull from. It's the area that I was born and raised, and happen to know there are a lot of hotbeds and a lot of players that have come out of that area. And hey, I'll be honest, all the Italians up in some of those areas, you're going to see a huge part of that with York 9, because you're talking about, Woodbridge, take it easy, Maple, forget about it. They're all going to be coming down. They're all going to play. So I think support for that is going to be interesting. And Scott Mitchell joining us now here. We'll just pull that a little closer to you just so you know.
Okay.
And so this is pretty exciting. So we're saying the season kicks off when?
April of 2019.
So is this going at a pace that you're comfortable with in terms of what you see with the teams and the franchises? Is this going the way that you saw it going?
Absolutely. I think the big thing for us is it's been a 4-year journey. So this is kind of the first chapter of a 4-year journey. Hopefully it picks up obviously quicker than the first 4 years. But this was the expectation in terms of the rollout for sure. And it's gone extremely well. I was thrilled to be out in Halifax Thursday, Friday last week for that, and Derek Martin and his group did an outstanding job. At over 1,000 people, I think, out there for the launch. And,
that's a great sports market too. It really is.
Yeah, it is, and I think it's going to do very well. Derek's got a great setup at a very historic part of Halifax, the Wanderers Ground, which is just on the other side of the Citadel, and 5-minute walk from
perfect
that bar and restaurant district, and the brand new beautiful convention center. So Halifax was great. Obviously, thrilled to have terrific owners in Calgary and the Southern family, and specifically Linda Heathcott and the Spruce Meadows folks are phenomenal. I think that's going to be a really, really cool, unique setting to watch a soccer game.
It's the foothills. Are the foothills? Is that
well, it's Spruce Meadows. Yeah, it's Spruce Meadows. So it's just a little bit outside of, it's on the outskirts of Calgary, but it's just this beautiful kind of bucolic setting. And they're going to build a soccer arena on the grounds.
So they're building it right on
the ground.
Spruce Meadows?
Yeah,
okay.
It's right on the ground.
That's a beautiful area.
It'll be awesome. So they're great owners to have, obviously. And then the Baldessaras and Prabin and Jimmy Bremen up in York with the York 9, I think will be great. They've got a transition spot they're going to start at up at York, and their goal is they've got a commitment to build a new 15,000 seat soccer specific stadium up in York region.
Really, 12 to 15,000.
Yeah.
That's I was just saying that I thought maybe if they were drawing 4,000 and 5,000, depending on the kind of venue you had, that would be okay. But that's much bigger than I thought.
So no, they're going to start. Yeah, they're going to start at that. I think that 5,000 to 6,000 range. But then they're going to build up to a soccer-specific, beautiful stadium that they're going to build up in York region for 12,000 to 15,000 people. We've seen the plans for it. It's fantastic. And
do you know where that site is? Can you say what that site is?
I don't.
Okay.
They're looking at, I think, 2 or 3 different sites right now, and there's lots of interesting moving parts up there. I think it's kind of somewhere in or around the Vaughan area is what they're looking at, or Vaughan or Markham, but it'll be great. So yeah, everything's gone extremely well. Then more to come, a couple more before the World Cup, and then 1 or 2 after. In fact, I think we just announced there's a media piece today, and I think either we're about to make an announcement or had made an announcement about a team out in BC today.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so what's the target as far as when we talk, fast forward April 2019, how many teams do you have in this league, Scott?
Yeah, we'll have at least a minimum of 8, outside chance of 9. The biggest challenge, to be honest with you, is just facilities. There's just not a lot of soccer.
Sure.
Outdoor facilities are tough to build in Canada, obviously. Very tough to get a hold of those that are in what we would call our CPL standards. But we'll have at least 8, outside shot at 9. And my expectation is we could have as many as 12 for 2020.
Wow.
Well, there is a lot of talk about it. There was they called the Wizards Foundation, and myself and Joe Bowen, and they've raised a ton of money over the years for Special Olympics. So there were a lot of kind of big shooters, a lot of corporate companies, and that was the topic of conversation. And these weren't young guys either. These guys have been around. They moneyed people, and they were talking soccer, which sort of surprised me. But that also, I think, lends itself to when you start talking and having David as a part of this, who with Tim Hortons, when I start talking about Timbits hockey, this is grassroots on up. I mean, if you had to look at the number of significant NHL players who played Timbits hockey, it would be shocking just how many have been through that program. So if you have a guy like that in control, he has an understanding of where it starts and then where it goes.
Absolutely. We were very fortunate to get David on board, David Clanigan, who's our commissioner of CPL and the chairman of our related business, the CSB. So David's the guy built a $12.5 billion business with Tim Hortons, and he's just rabid about his passion for soccer. You're right. I think they have over 300,000 kids playing Timbits soccer as well. So, the approach is definitely grassroots to the top of the pyramid, and I think it's very interesting when over 4 years you learn a few things as we're starting this project. But the data and all the statistics show Canada's a soccer mad nation. They just haven't had a league to call their own.
Right.
So we're pleased to present that, and we're excited about it.
The format of the league, are the games going to be during the week? Are they going to be on the weekend? Is there going to be, like, for example, your CFL team usually Thursday, Friday, Saturday? There's occasional Sundays here and there, but you kind of have, you're not going to have a Tuesday game. You're not going to have a Monday game traditionally. Is there any format to that league, or has that even been discussed yet?
Oh, no, that's definitely been discussed at length. We've got a terrific vice president of soccer operations, a guy by the name of James Easton. Actually, we had a big meeting yesterday about it. James is a longtime national team player, pro player, great guy, very, very smart person. And that's his bailiwick, is obviously all things soccer operations, and he'll work with Paul and David on that. But I think it'll be a traditional soccer schedule. It'll be mostly weekend games. I think you'll have the occasional midweek game. But it'll be a traditional, soccer schedule. I think for our league, you're going to see more of a traditional European following. I think obviously the MLS does a phenomenal job. It's a great league. They've done some incredible things, and obviously TFC right here is an outstanding franchise. But I think we're going to be more aligned with more of a typical FIFA, CONCACAF way of doing things, and that's kind of important to us. They're CSA and FIFA and CONCACAF are all partners on this, and we're excited about kind of aligning ourselves with more of a traditional soccer approach to it.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yep.